Okay, page 63, and we are going to answer number 1, or you are going to answer number 1, actually. So it says, sketch the graph of f of x equals x squared. All right, so do that right now. Sketch what the graph of x squared looks like. All right, now we should be able to know that x squared is what kind of function? A quadratic, okay? That quadratic looks like a what? A U, okay? So all you had to do was draw a U on your paper, okay? What is that U actually called, though? A parabola, okay? So just to make sure we've done it right, I'm just going to draw this U on the paper, and it's called a parabola, okay? Now, here comes the fun part. Well, I think it's fun. I don't know if y'all think it's fun, but so we are actually going to skip all the way to number 10 on page 66. Don't mark them out because we may come back to them later on in the week, okay? But for right now, we are going all the way to number 10. Okay. When you are doing transformations, what does the word transformation mean? Do what? To change form? Is that what you said? Okay, yes, to transform. But what does transform mean? Think of the movie Transformers. What do those people do? They change. Alright, so let's see. Somewhere on your paper, I want you to write transform equals change. So that is what we are doing this week. We are changing graphs from existing graphs, which comes from this first standard. Okay, so we're going to be given something, then they're going to give us some details, and we're going to change it. Okay, you've done this before. You might have forgot it. I don't know, but we're going to learn it again. All right, so number 10 starts out, how do the values of A and C affect the graph of y equals ax squared plus c? Okay, first, this right here is considered what type of function? Ax squared. What's that squared mean? Quadratic. All right, so I want you to draw a little line, and I just want you to write quadratic. Now, these rules that we are fixing to write applies for all functions. Okay? So, we're going to start with A. A has 3 different rules. Okay? If you run out of room or something, we will not use the next page. So if you run out of room, you can just draw your little arrow and finish, okay? All right, so first, we're still on number 10. I'm going to swap to this page. All right, first, we are writing A equals vertical slash horizontal compression or stretch. All right, so when we talk about A values, we are talking about if the graph is vertically stretching, vertically compressing, horizontally stretching, or horizontally compressing. And we will talk about what each four of those mean and what they look like. Okay? So, the first one is if A is between 0 and 1. Okay? From 0 and 1. So all those decimals that fall in between 0 and 1. Okay? Then the graph is wide. When I say the term wide so you understand it better, okay? If we have a parabola and it's wide at the top, is it going to look more like this or more like this? More like this because it's wider, okay? Now, in parentheses, out beside wide, I want you to write vertically shrunk or compressed. All right, so I think of this as in terms of like a midget. So like when they are vertically compressed, they're more short. I mean, they're shorter. Okay. And you'll look for the next one. If A is greater than 1, the graph is more narrow. And in parentheses, you're going to put vertically stretched. Now, ways I remember this one. I don't know what those people are called. But those people at carnivals that are on the stilts, you know, they're really, really tall. All right, so if they are vertically stretched, they are becoming what? Taller. They're becoming taller, okay? Now, if we are dealing with a parabola and it's vertically stretched, it's going to become skinny. It's going to get more narrow, okay? All right. Another way I remember this, and you might think this is silly. I don't know. Jot this down, though. From 0 to 1, okay? That's when you're a baby, right? You're born. You're like 2 hours old. 1 year old. You're almost a toddler. From 0 to 1. A lot of time babies are what?
They cry a lot.
Okay, yes, but a lot of time babies are fat. Fat babies, okay? So, when you are a baby, between 0 and 1, you are a fat baby. So that graph is becoming what? Wider or fatter or whatever is going to help you remember. Okay? So jot that down. On the first one we wrote right here, you can just write fat baby. I promise you'll never forget it. All right, now, the one below it, if you are older than 1, you start getting what? You start getting taller and slimming up. Okay? So, under this one, you can put toddler gets taller and slim. Because you're older than 1. So you're starting to walk, you're starting to do whatever, you're a little more active. All right, and then the last one, if A is negative, it means one thing. It flips over the x-axis. All right, now, okay, you got 3 examples. They're all going to fall in a minute. They're even hot glued up there. Oh well. All right, we got 3 examples, okay? The A value is going to be in front of the X, okay? So I want you to make a little arrow and write A. And if you look on the problem, that bold print, where do you see the A at? In front. Okay? All right. So, this first one. A value is greater than 1 or between 0 and 1. It is greater than 1. Okay? Everybody agree? 4 is greater than 1? All right. So, this graph is going to do what? All right. Perfect. So I want you to write narrow slash vertically stretched. Now, those terms mean the same thing. Narrow is just a more laid back term. Okay? All right. Now, number 2. What is the A value here? 1/2. Now, is 1/2 greater than 1 or between 0 and 1?
Less than 1.
It is between 0 and 1. Okay? So, the graph becomes wide. And vertically compressed. All right. Now number 3. Number 3 does 2 things. We look at the negative sign and we look at the number. Okay? The negative sign means that it flips over the x-axis. Anytime you see a negative sign, that's what it means when you're doing transformations. It flips. All right? So, 2 things it does. It flips over the x-axis. And then we look at the number. What is that number? is 4. We already used the negative. Negatives are done. We've already checked it off. The 4 is greater than 1, so the graph is going to become more narrow. So do you see how you have to play two things? A negative sign and the number. Okay? All right, so look at the vertical. It's all what?
It's not in parentheses.
It's not in parentheses, it's all together. Okay? Horizontal has what?
Parentheses.
It's got parentheses. Now, looking back at this standard. We hadn't got to this, we hadn't got to this, we hadn't got to these. We're right here. This first one, F times K of X. All right, in this case, they're saying K is the A value. Okay? Does this right here go with horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
Why?
Because it's got parentheses.
Because it's got the parentheses. So I want you to write F times K of X squared. Now, in this case, what is the F? If it's not there, it's just what? It's just 1. So if you want to make it the same, you can put a little 1 right there. So that's a horizontal. Huh? Yeah, there's one there. This is horizontal. Vertical. Notice that the A value, in this case the K value, is on the what? Where's the K at?
Left. The in front.
It's on the
Other side.
it's on the outside of the Y. Because you know F of X means Y. Alright, so then you can write here K times F of X squared. Now right here, what is my K value? 1/4. Now on horizontal, what's my K value? 2. Good. So on your worksheet, you're going to have problems that ask you for vertical and which one's vertical and which one is horizontal. Okay? Know that vertical is on the outside. And horizontal is on the inside. All right, that's an A value. Lot to learn, lot to remember. All right, C is, A is the hardest one. Okay, this is hard. This is as hard as it gets. Everything else is here on out. It's really easy. All right, next we are doing what they call C values, but whatever. All right, so this case, C is going to be vertical shift because we are using y equals ax squared plus c. besides C, put parentheses, K, because I use K. But you'll know how to decipher it. All right. Look right here. C is on the what? It's on the end all by itself. All right, nothing's attached to it. It's just a C, just a K, just a L, whatever letter you want to use. It means a vertical shift. What does the word vertical mean? It goes where? Up or down. Okay. So, obviously, if C is greater than 0, where am I moving on my graph? If it's greater, I'm going up, okay? So literally, the graph moves up the y-axis. I need to write this down. If C is less than 0, obviously it's negative, so where's it going? It's going down. Good job. That's all it does for C. That's as hard as it gets. Now, referring back to this standard, we have used this one, and now we have these two left, or these two left. Which one do y'all think it is? The top two or the bottom two?
The bottom.
Is that what that looks like? C's all where? Look on the board. C's where? At the end, all by itself. In this case, they're using K though. So which one is it? Top or bottom? The top. Yes, you see that? Plus K means we go up. Minus K means we go down. All right. If the graph says y equals 2x squared plus 4. All right, let's look at just the C value. What is the C value? 4. It's a positive number, so it's going up. All right, now C is -5, so it's going down. We'll skip. We skipped 11, 12. You wrote on that if you needed to. So number 13. All right, now this is very, very, very tricky. It's not hard. It's tricky. There's a difference. Okay? So, number 13 says, how does the graph of y equals x plus h compare to the graph of y equals x squared when h is positive? Okay.
HK.
Huh?
Is HK.
On this? Yes. All right. So, I want you to write h equals horizontal shift. How can you remember that horizontal shift goes with H? They both start with H. Okay, don't forget that. I don't want to do like this. All right, let's see. When you think of positive values, okay, positive values, what side of the graph are we on when we're looking at horizontal? If I got a graph, all my positive values are going to be on which side, left or right? They're going to be over here, okay? Now, here's the tricky part. And in a minute, when we prove this, you will see and know why. So, for number 13, I want you to write 4 positive values H the graph y equals x plus h squared, because that's what we're dealing with in this case, lies h units to the left. Now, what did I just say 3 seconds before I wrote this? Positive values are always on the what?
Right.
They're on the right. But what does this tell you right here? When H is positive, it's going to lie to the left. So it is the opposite of what your little brain thinks. Okay? Bear with me. You'll see why. All right, so number 14. If it's positive in 13 and it lies to the left, and now you know it's going to be opposite. If it's negative in number 14, it's going to lie to the right. All right, so for number 14, let's change the word positive to negative. And let's change this addition sign to a subtraction sign. And let's change this word left to right for number 14. All right, now, number 15 is going to show us why it is the opposite. Okay? So, let's erase this. All right. The generic equation, the parent function, whatever you want to call it, for transformations are y equals a times x minus h If we're dealing with quadratic, it's going to have a square. If not, it'll have a cube, whatever you're dealing with. Plus, okay. Alright, so here you have three values to fill in. You have an A value, which we did on number 10. You have a K value, which we're doing right now. And you have H value we're doing right now. And then a K value, which is what the book used as C. Vertical. Okay, you know it's on the outside though. Alright. Now, if H equals 4. Okay? I'm telling you that H equals 4. I've got to plug in H to this equation. Now, I'm not plugging in x plus 4. Because you know this generic equation is this right here. You are only plugging in for the letter. I want you to write that. Only plug in for the letter. All right, so H equals 4. Is this H right here positive or negative number? It's a positive number. Now, if I put that number on a number line, here's 0. Am I going to go 4 places to the right or 4 places to the left?
To the right.
To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my number line. Okay? Now, when I plug 4 into that equation, y equals A times x minus 4 squared plus k. Do you see how I plugged 4 in for just the letter H? Shake your head yes if you see that I plugged it just in for the letter H. Okay. Now, here's where your brain may think opposite. When you see x minus 4, how many of your brains automatically think, well, that's negative? That negative sign don't make you think it's negative? Yes. Most of you probably going to say yes. If you say no, props to you. All right. So, this right here, since H is positive, we are moving 4 units to the right. So the H is positive. However, when you put that in the equation, your brain might think, oh, x minus 4, oh, that means I go to the left. But it's not. You're still going to the right. Okay? Now, if I say, can I erase this bottom part? If, same example, except now n is going to be negative 2. Now, what am I plugging in for H? Negative 2, okay? A equals x minus negative 2 squared plus k. Can I simplify? What did 2 negatives make? So let's just go ahead and connect these and make them positive because 2 negatives make a positive. So now we have A times x plus 2 squared plus Okay. Is this right here going to move to the left or to the right? Wait, it's going to move where? No, it's going to move to the left because this right here, the original H, is negative. However, when you plug it in, you only get this positive because two negatives make a positive. That's the only way you can get a positive right there. Shake your head yes if you are starting to get this. Okay. Now, over here, back to this standard. We've got f of x plus k and f of x minus k. They're using k, we're using h because horizontal starts with h. Okay. When it says plus k, the only way I can get that plus is if k is what? Negative. So this right here means I'm moving to the left. See? See what I'm saying? It's not hard. It's tricky. Right here. We're looking at this k value, this h value, whatever you want to call it. Not the sign. Just this. This k is positive. So we're moving to the right. Right here. Again, we can only get a positive because two negatives make a positive. So we move to the left. This up here, this generic equation, it never changes. The only thing that might change is this 2. As if we're changing what type of function it is. But it's always going to have an A, it's always going to have an H, and it's always going to have a K. Got it? Okay. All right, number 16 is a reinforce. And it says, graph the function x minus 3 squared. How does this graph compare to the graph of y equals x squared? So before we start, we're not even going to graph it just yet. The original, that's what parent function is, it means original. Y equals x squared. Okay? Now, the new function, the transform function, is f of x, which we know is y, equals x minus 3 squared. Okay, before we answer, does it have an a value other than 1 at the beginning? No. So a in this case is just 1. Okay. Does it have a k value at the end, a vertical component? No. It has an h value, which is the what component? The horizontal. Remember, h, horizontal, start with h. Now, just by looking at it, if you know that the original function is this, that minus sign is always going to be there. That's how you start. What number did I plug in for h? I plugged in 3. I didn't plug in negative 3, because if I plugged in negative 3, that would say x, what 3? Plus 3. So I plugged in 3. So this graph is moving which way? 3 units. Good. Raise your hand if you see how that is 3 units to the right. couple. Yeah. Okay. It gets easier. All right. At the bottom of 16, let's write a few things. If I see y equals x minus, and I'm going to put a number sign because the numbers are always going to change. Okay? If I see x minus a number, comma, this means it moves number units to the right. So anytime you see x minus, you know it goes to the right. When you need help, I know how to get it right down. All right, now, if I see x plus the number, this means I go where, Hannah? Yes. All right, now raise your hand if you're getting a better understanding. Raise your hand if you think you're a pro already. You will be. All right. Let's go to number 17. I try to make this stuff easier to understand by writing these little, I don't know what you call them, little side notes, I guess, and make it in simpler terms. All right. Okay. So we're just going to write down what A, H, and K are for 17. So A. It is what, Callie? What is our A value? We wrote it on number 10. We put A equals something. Ian, do you have it?
The vertical, horizontal, position, and stretch.
Yes, perfect.
All right.
So A is a vertical or horizontal compression or stretch. Now remember, there are 3 rules with an A. Okay? If it's between 0 and 1, it's greater than 1. And if A is negative, it does 2 things. Flips and whatever the number is. Okay? If it is vertical, is the A value on the inside or on the outside? It is on the outside. If it is horizontal, it is on the inside. Okay? All right, now the next one is going to be H. Dylan, what is an H value?
I don't have like the actual definition, but number. And it's
What kind of shift? I need one word.
horizontal. Yeah, horizontal.
All right, remember, if the actual H is positive, we go to the right. If the actual H is negative, we go to the left. However, when you put it in the equation, it is opposite of what your brain thinks. If it says X minus 3, I'm going to where?
The left low.
The left. No. X minus 3. Yes, sorry. Right. See, I just got confused. Minus 3. What's the H value here? Yep, it's positive. Go to the right. If it says X plus 3, the only way that 3 can be positive is if 2 negatives are there. So that means we go to the left. Good. All right, last one is the K value. Bonnie, what is the K value? Or it was the C value in the book. What kind of shift? Perfect. This is the easiest one. If the outside number is positive, it's going where, everybody? It has nothing. It has no kind of confusion or nothing. It's just if it's no, it's a vertical shift, up and down. If it's positive, it goes up, and if it's a negative value, it goes down. Okay. All right. We're gonna skip number 18 because I have a worksheet that I want us to do. With number 1. Okay. We are looking, you may have to look on your paper if you can't see it this far. We are looking for an equation on the right side that goes right 3 units. So, take a second, look through the letters. Once you have your answer, raise your hand. All right, Sheridan, which one do you think goes to the right 3 units? E. Perfect. Yes. E is correct. Does everybody agree with Sheridan? Okay? Good. Because she's right. All right. Now, number 2 says, it has a reflection across the y-axis. So, we didn't actually talk about a reflection over the y. We talked about a reflection over the x. All right, so let's just think back. Reflection over the x. What did I say means a reflection? A negative sign. Okay. Now, when we did a reflection over the x, the negative sign was on the outside. So now, if we're swapping it and we're doing a reflection over the y-axis, the negative sign is going to be on the inside. So take a minute, second, find your answer. It is. Well, which one has the only negative sign on the inside of the parentheses? In. Raise your hand if you put in. Good. All right, you'll see it. Let's go ahead and mark out E and N. All right, next, we are looking at a vertical compression of 1/4. Vertical compression of 1/4. Once you have your answer, raise your hand slightly. All right, Jalen, what did you put? G. Raise your hand if you put G. Good. Has 1/4 on the outside. All right. Now, number 4, it says we are going up to So we are looking for something that has a positive 2 all on the outside, all by itself. All right, Dylan, what do you think? M. Everybody agree? All right. Number 5. Now we have a horizontal compression. So that A value is going to be on the inside. So we're looking for an inside value, horizontal compression of 1/2. All right, Hannah, what'd you put? P. Does everybody agree with Hannah? Yes? Good. All right. Number 6, we're looking for something that says we are going up 4. Up 4. All right, Caesar, what are you putting? R. Is that the last one? Yeah. Good. I can't see it on the screen. Does everybody agree with Caesar? Yes? Good. All right, now we're going left 5. Left 5. I feel like I'm playing bingo and calling out the things. Left 5. All right. Ian, what do you think?
L.
L. Does everybody agree with Ian? Good. All right. Number 8. A horizontal stretch by 3. Horizontal stretch by 3. All right, this one is messed up. Okay. It should say a horizontal stretch by a third. Because horizontal means that it's going to be on the on the inside of that parentheses. Yes, the x-axis. And so the only 2 ones it could be are C and D, or C, but C, the 3's where?
Outside.
On the outside. Okay, so that's just a misprint. So 8 is D. Yes. All right, number 9. Up 3. Santiago, which one tells us to go up 3? Which one has a 3 on the outside, all by itself?
C.
On the other outside,
Oh.
on the right.
F.
F, good. All right, now, 9 through 18, I want you to do on your own. It is 9:23. I'm going to give you until 9:26 or 7. All right. Caesar, what did you get for number 10? Everybody agree with Caesar? H. Number 11. Hannah, what did you get?
J.
Everybody agree? J. Good. All right, number 12. Tiara? Wait, what? B? D. Wait, what does it say? Vertical stretch by 3. Should be C. Did everybody else get C? Okay. I think you got mixed up on your horizontal and your A, your A value. All right, number 13, Callie.
I.
Yes, everybody agree? Aye. All right, number 14, Ian.
A.
Everybody agree, A? All right, number 15, a horizontal stretch by 2. Kyler. B. A horizontal stretch by 2. Sheridan, what'd you get?
What number?
15.
K.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. K. Everybody get K? All right, number 16, a vertical stretch by 2. Dylan. Everybody get O? All right, Jalen, what about number 17? All right, which one is left 3? Remember, left 3 is going to say X plus 3. B, good. And Bonnie, what about the last one? Right 2.
Q.
Q. Yes, everybody get Q. All right,